Good day, everyone. I hope you're all fine. I am Nova Star Lacerna, and I will be having a discourse with you on creating a positive verbal environment in the kindergarten classroom, wherein we will be distinguishing the characteristics of a positive verbal environment. What makes a positive environment in the classroom, and how we're going to create positive experiences for our kindergarten learners. Are you ready? Let's start by looking at what the verbal environment entails. Think of all the interactions that you have with the people around you, including the children during your class or even at your home. Everything you say, even your nonverbal communication, your actions, sends a message to your children. So how do you interact with kindergarten learners? What we want is an environment to be positive. We want our children to have great relationships with the people who are there to help them, like us teachers, to care for them and to educate them, right? Within the verbal environment, there may be a positive side and there may also be a negative side. And it is up to us on how and what kind of environment we will give to our learners. In a positive verbal environment, children feel those positive connections with the adults, with us teachers. It is a good rewarding experience for them when they are interacting with caring adults like us teachers. So children must be able to have a maintenance, and it is up to us teachers to build and maintain those positive relationships wherein children feel cared for, they feel safe, and they feel valued. In a positive verbal environment, they will feel all those things. However, in a negative verbal environment, children do not have those good quality verbal interactions with others, with teachers, and with their classmates. Children feel like they do not matter, or they are unworthy, they are unlovable, nobody likes them, nobody wants to talk to them. They might even feel insignificant, unimportant, or incompetent. We do not want children to have those experiences. We want children to have a good feeling about themselves and feel comfortable about being inside the classroom, interacting with other people. Below are some characteristics of a negative verbal environment. If you're in an environment and the teachers do not show interest to the children when the student is tugging at your shirt to get your attention and you dismiss them, that is already a negative verbal environment. You're not giving them a chance to communicate with you. If you're ignoring the children's interest, it sends a message that what they are thinking or what they want to say does not matter to you. That may be their strategy for trying to interact with you, and now that has failed. Ignoring children's interest is definitely something to avoid. We need to listen to what children are interested in so that we can use their interest to help build relationships with them. And we should give them sincere attention. If we are insincere, if we're only pretending to listen while using our phones and they are talking, then this does not give a positive. It's a negative environment. If you are not helping children express their ideas through communication, or to even get in touch with how they feel at the moment, they might feel sad or happy, excited or hungry. That creates a negative verbal environment if you do not sympathize with them. Hopefully, as teachers who are working with the students every day, will be courteous and respectful as to how our students will feel. If not, then it will set up a negative verbal environment. Sarcasm, when you're being sarcastic or philosophical, It has no place in a preschool class, in a kindergarten class, because children do not understand the meaning of sarcasm. Sometimes we joke with adults and children don't understand that. That is not respectful to children if we are not talking according to their level. So avoid any sarcasm. Another negative characteristic is when we ask rhetorical questions. When we ask something and we don't really want an answer. For example, what sound does a dog make? Or what sound does a cow make? If we really do not need to know the answers to those questions, why are we asking them? It's just setting children up to think. This person keeps asking me silly questions that I think they already know the answer. So I'm not going to interact with that adult anymore, with teacher anymore, because teacher already knows the answer. Be very careful to ask questions that are only necessary. Using destructive praise is also very negative. For example, you say, wow, your picture is really nice, but you could have used more color, or you could stay inside the lines. Those type of statements, although you praise, is still hurtful for them. It does not put them much in a mood to continue having interaction with you. If you're always putting a child down or criticizing them for their output, that will stop them from communicating with you. Any potential conversations or interactions with the children. Okay, next. If we are using words for controlling, such as stop or no, or calling the child's name, for example, if your student's name is Jenny, if you say Jenny to mean no, that does not help the children. And they tend to tune those out. They will not listen anymore if you keep saying no. There's a child, every time I say his name, which was quite frequently in the beginning, my children, the other students, would look up and see what that student has done wrong. So they knew that every time I would say the name, it means something was wrong. And that would embarrass the child. Children can sense that. It's a negative environment, a verbal environment. So we want to make sure that when we use their names, we do not use it to mean no or something bad, or to stop what they are doing. Using judgmental language to describe children creates a negative verbal environment. When we tell children to do not be lazy, or you are so slow, it does not help a child. You are calling the child names instead of calling what the child is doing. So we want children to have great self-esteem and feel good about themselves. We should avoid using language that makes children believe things are true about themselves. But it's not really about themselves, it's about what they are doing. Now let's talk about the good parts. These are some of the things that you would see in a positive verbal environment. First, we greet children. We should be the one to initiate. Children often do not have initial positive interaction with adults. So we will greet them, we will call their names to let them know that we are talking to them and we care for them. We say hello and engage in frequent conversation. Talk to them, keep on talking to them. Ask them questions to see what is going on with their lives. Any topic, just to engage them in conversation. And also, it is a perfect time to build relationships. When we ignore the child who wants to speak with you, then that's negative. But if we follow at the children's lead, when they try to start making the conversation or the topic, then it shows that they want to talk with us and they want to have interaction. So you follow that, answer their questions, and you also follow them physically if they are trying to show you something. We have to find ways to start the conversation, keep it going, and observe if they are giving us any clues. Provide encouragement to them always, to keep them talking. Have some questions, follow-up questions, and you can pause so that there will be an empty space and they could fill it with their amazing ideas. We have to be mindful of the pace of our interactions. Sometimes, as adults, tend to talk really fast. But children, we should slow down and be more, have more pauses to help them feel the give and take of a conversation. I think it's really important for us, teachers and adults, to remember the use of active listening. What is active listening? It is also the partner of silence. We take moments to pause and really listen to what a child is saying to us. Read between the lines. Often, we are distracted by so many things. We are busy and we have a lot of responsibilities. So we are torn with so many thoughts that we do not listen to them anymore, what they are really trying to say. Listen to children, get down on their level, and try to truly understand what they are trying to get across to us. And also, speak politely and respectfully. Use concrete language and not those words with multiple meanings that could confuse them. When you are interacting with children, invite them to elaborate and explain, to tell you more. It is one of the strategies that we will have later on by the next speaker so that we can invite children to talk and fill in the blanks of our conversations. That helps keep the conversation going and makes a great positive verbal environment. Hopefully, if you are in a situation and you hear something like a negative and you start seeing a pattern that you're saying negative things, you might be able to stop yourself and share some positive strategies with your fellow teachers. I would like to end by saying a great classroom environment comes from the heart and not from the wallet. It is built on love, laughter, and the feeling that everyone belongs. Thank you very much and have a nice day.